going to be the one walking around in the heat today. So we have Katie Carroll. She's an academic recruiter for the Murray State College, and she's going to talk to you about what they have to offer. So think about, you might want to ask questions like what degree programs they have, and when she shows you things around the campus, just be ready to ask questions. So Katie, I'll turn it over to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Hey, everyone. I know that y'all are ready for the weekend. I sure am. The 4th is my favorite. So like he said, I'm the recruitment coordinator for Murray State College. And we'll just start off and I'll show you the Welcome Center. So this is the first stop for tours and kind of students coming to campus, come in here, get welcomed to the Aggie family. Let me turn my camera around. Okay, so walk in the front door, there's the front desk, and then right here is our waiting area, and tons of seating and stuff, and we have lots of pictures up. And my favorite little area over here is our snack and coffee drink station. So I'm super, super excited about that. And then in this building is my office of recruitment, as well as the academic advisors. So if you were to come in here to enroll with the advisor for classes, you would come into the Welcome Center and meet with one of our advisors. Unless you're in a specialty program, then you would have a different advisor. But this is the outside of our building. And we have these really, really cool little parking things. So with that being said, we will start and walk across campus. And yeah, like he said, if y'all have any questions about any of it, type them, ask me, whatever it may be, and I'll answer it while we're walking, because we'll just do the whole thing of me walking. So I will tell you that I am from Tishomingo. I graduated. I came to Murray looking at concurrent classes. I highly suggest it. It just kind of helps you get a couple of those core base classes out of the way. You become a full-time student. More type of for what's called a Rising Star Scholarship, which is for $200 and you would get total both years you're at Murray. So, if you take 2 your junior year, 2 your senior year, and 1 in the summer between the two, quite a bit called Chickasaw Hall.
Katie, can you hear us?
Yes, can you hear me?
Okay, I can now. I think
okay.
I don't know if you were on Wi-Fi when you left, but we lost connection for a little bit.
Oh, okay. You have it back though?
Yeah, we can see you now.
Okay, what was the last thing that I said that y'all remember?
Well, I heard about the Rising Stars Scholarship or something like that program. Is that what you said?
Yes, the Rising Star Scholarship, which is the concurrent tuition waiver that you can get if you take concurrent classes for every A and B. It's $250. So y'all didn't hear what I said about this building then, probably in the beginning. So this is Chickasaw Hall. 1908, when Murray was established, there were 2 buildings, Chickasaw, and then directly across was Choctaw Hall. They were dormitories, and that one burned down. This one, though, that's still standing, was most recently got back by the Chickasaw Nation, and it is on the Oklahoma Historical Registry. And the last we've heard, they're going to turn it into like a bed and breakfast type thing. So we're really excited to see the future of this building. Front lawn, this is where graduation is held in May. I don't think I finished saying that I got distracted with the Rising Star Scholarship. But anyway, I took concurrent classes here during high school. And then after I graduated from high school, I went ahead and came to Murray State College and I got my associate's degree in business. And then after that, I transferred up to Oklahoma State University and I got my bachelor's from OSU. And then I moved back down here, got this job, and I've been recruiting for Murray State College it'll be a year in August. So love it. So this first building that we'll go inside is you're good. Is the student, no, you're good. Is the student services building. And this is kind of like the hub for students on campus. It's not necessarily a fun building, but a very important building. The first office that we have here is the student support services. And this is something that students qualify for. So if you're a first generation college student, meaning that your mom or dad do not have a bachelor's degree, then it's something that you qualify for. And it's just extra like tutoring services. They do like cultural travel events or activities. It's very useful and beneficial. So the three other main offices that are in here is the business office, where you'd make any payments. And there's couches and stuff. If you're with your parents and need to do stuff, there's plenty of waiting room area. And then we have stairs, and then upstairs is the math lab and the math professor's offices. Here is the admissions and registrar's office. This is where you would make sure you have everything turned in to apply and get enrolled for the semester. It's also where you can come and get a copy of your official Murray transcript. Not a whole lot going on down here right now. The financial aid office, all the financial aid, FAFSA, that kind of stuff. It is also where if you qualify for a work study job, then, and if you didn't even click it on your financial aid stuff, then you can come here at any time and say, hey, I'd like to try to find a work study job. And they'll have a list up here, and you'll see what's available on campus, and you'll have an application, and you'll kind of take it everywhere. So that is the student services building. If y'all have any questions about that, type them or ask me and I'll answer them. Murray is a two-year community college with several basic associate degrees, as well as many applied science degrees, including nursing, veterinary nursing, physical therapist assistant program, an occupational assistant program, occupational therapy assistant program, a gunsmithing program. We also have a manufacturing technology program. So those are some of the applied science degrees. And this is just the other side of the building that we were just in. And then this tall building right here is the administration building, which I'll show you from this angle over here. But the administration building is where all of the staff offices are, more of the staff, the president, VP, dean, all of that kind of thing. And there you can see a little better. Probably the main real reason that students find themselves in this building is because right here where these mirrors are downstairs is the IT department. So if for some reason you make an appointment because maybe your email isn't working, your computer, you can't get something to connect, and you make it an appointment with IT, their offices are down there. And then directly on the other side downstairs is a mail room. So if somebody sends you a package or something, you can go down there and check it out. This building right here, we're gonna walk through it, is the classroom building. It is just where all of your general classes are gonna take place. And they will until, or unless you don't, but if you're in an applied science degree area, then you're gonna be in your own classroom. Like nursing and vet nursing, they have their own building. And it's 2 stories. It's set up just the same downstairs as upstairs. The Office of History is in here. Like I said, your basic classes, except college algebra or math classes, are in the upstairs of student services where we just, but these are just the kind of high school type looking classrooms. And the professors of English are in this office or in this building as well. And then directly above us, right here in this area upstairs, is the business department, business degree department. And Phi Beta Lambda is a business organization. So if you're a business major and you want to get
Are you still there, Katie? You may have lost your signal for a little bit, Katie. Well, while she's trying to join us or get back on the Zoom call, as you know, these things happen from time to time, but this might be a good time to, oh, there you are. Katie, can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, well, yeah, you cut out in that hallway. You might have lost your signal for just a little bit in the business hallway.
Sorry about that. I don't, and that this way, I mean, I'm not connected to Wi-Fi or anything now, so I'm not really sure why that did that. But yeah, so what I was saying was the Phi Beta Lambda is a business organization here on campus. And then upstairs in this building is a computer lab as well. And as long as a full class isn't in there, then any student has access to use it at any time. There's also a printer. This is the view out of the classroom building, and these are our sunken gardens. There's a really cool story behind that. I just kind of started learning about it last week because I found a really cool book with a bunch of history in it. So don't ask me what it is because I can't tell you yet, but I know it's really cool. And let me know if I lose y'all again, because I don't want to keep talking if nobody can hear me or see me.
It just cut out for maybe 30 seconds or a minute.
Okay.
So you're good.
Okay. I'm hoping it won't do that again. It definitely shouldn't. So this building right here, it's kind of loud right there by the air conditioner, but this is the campus center. So Murray has a esports team, which is online gaming, and it's a scholarship opportunity, and that classroom is right through that door. This is a place where a lot of students come to hang out. There's a lot of furniture. It's cool in here. The Wi-Fi works really, really good in this building. There's the Aggie bookstore, which is where you'll get all your Aggie gear, your textbooks, your school supplies. It's also where you'll get your parking pass and your student ID, which you will get right there at that little station.
I'm curious, how does the esports scholarship work? How do people apply for it, or how do you determine who does that?
Pretty much anybody who wants to do it can do it. We don't have a set number, I don't believe, right now. We don't have a cutoff number. And it is, there's so many different sports. The stipulations that I'm aware of are you have to be a full-time student at Murray, but you do not have to play or live on campus. So if you live at home when you're doing all your classes online and you have a good internet connection, then you can, be on the esports team from home. As far as a scholarship, it's kind of like an athletic scholarship, and I don't know the amount or any of that, but what specific games? I know it has the Rainbow Sport. It has like all of the games. Whatever is popular, whatever people compete against other people in, it's on the team. I saw one of their schedules from last fall or the spring maybe. There was something every single day. Yeah, it is pretty sweet. It's awesome. So that's something that I can definitely get y'all information on specifically. The Bretton Pollock is over the esports team in area, and then his office is actually in here, which is our manufacturing technology degree area. So Bretton does both of these, and he's awesome. And once I get paper information on that, because that kind of started when COVID kind of hit really bad, so we didn't do a whole lot with it. So it's still fairly new because not a lot of people know about it. But once I get paper information, I'll send you some paper information about all the stuff that Murray has, Corey, if you want me to.
Yeah, that would be good. Thanks.
Okay, so the front side of Campus Center, there's this little awning here. And then we'll turn around and look right back here at the parking lot. This building is Patton Hall. That is currently where basketball players are housed. And then there's the front view. All this parking right here is administration parking because administration building is right there. So we started right there at the Welcome Center and just made a little loop right here. Right back there is our gymnasium, and all students, as long as you have your ID, get in free to all of the athletic events. This big, beautiful building is the health science building. So we'll just take a peek in here. And this is where you'll be if you're in the nursing program, the OTA or PTA programs. Also in this building downstairs is the storm shelter and the workout facility room, which all students have access to as long as the sports team isn't in there working out in their scheduled time. So here's this big, beautiful building. And then the offices are right here. When you walk in, stairs, office, and it goes back there quite a ways. That's where the classrooms are. On the right-hand side, when you walk in, is nursing. And then the left-hand side is where the OTA and PTA office is. And then we'll just kind of head back out. So athletic-wise, we have, I already mentioned the esports team, but we also have baseball, softball, basketball, golf, soccer, and we have a shooting sports team, trap and skeet. And then this year we have started up our rodeo team back, and it's a scholarship as well. So we're super, super, super excited to have a rodeo team here at Murray because we have a really nice arena and barn right down the road past the vet nursing building. So excited to have that back here in our roots. We used to, a long time ago, we had a really, really, really good rodeo team. So everybody's glad that we've got it back. I don't think there were any questions I missed, but if there were, I'll try to answer those right now. Do y'all do cheer? We do not have cheer. I'm not totally sure what a high stepper is, but we probably don't have that since I don't know what that is. Here's the auditorium. School plays, our drama club, and you actually, fun fact, if you sing or dance, perform, and you don't want to be in the club or be in that major, you can still audition to be in a play. Another view of the campus center. Even though Murray is a two-year community college, we are still a full functioning campus with lots of housing options, a cafeteria, a student union, tons of student life activities, lots of scholarships. So it's a really good place to start your college career. I mean, like I said, I'm from Tisch. There were 57 in my graduating class. And coming from Tisch High School, coming to Murray, it was that middle ground because you learn how to be a college student, how to succeed in the library and in classes and making friends and all of the above. So it's really nice before you go off and become just a member, to learn that middle ground and how to succeed in college. And I loved OSU, but OSU is a really big university, and when you're in a class of 400 American government students, it's kind of challenging. So thanks to Murray, I was able to figure out how to go learn and study on my own and everything in the library. So we'll stop right here. This building right through the grass is our student life, student housing. That is where the laundry facility is. It doesn't cost anything, no coins or anything. And if you live on dorms or live in the dorms, you have access to the laundry facility. And I know last semester it was only closed on Mondays for cleaning. And this big building right here is an old armory. Our Blue Angel used to be parked in front of it. It is now moved over by the park. And now there are batting cages in there. This right here is McKee Hall, which is the male dorm. And then the pretty building towards the back, right back there, that's Aggie Suites. And there are 3 of those buildings, and there's 5 rooms in each room. And then where the flags are up there, directly past Aggie Suites, is there any culinary? There is not a culinary degree. I don't even think that there's a culinary class. So Aggie Suites, baseball field, soccer field, Johnston County Fair Barn, and then right here is part of the Murray's Farm and our vet nursing building. Past that is the rodeo arena and the barn. Across the street is the shooting range, and across the baseball fields across the street is the softball fields. That big pretty building, the tree's kind of in a weird spot there. That is our brand new Ag and Science building, and it's almost finished and we are so excited. So right now everybody's kind of in the process of moving from the old Science Ag Hall to the new building. And in the back, they built a pond for fishing. So yeah, super, super stoked about that. This red building that you see through here and the buildings next to it, those are our gunsmithing buildings. Gunsmithing is definitely one of my favorite programs because it's unusual. There's only 6 of them in the nation. 4 of the 6 are accredited by the NRA, and we are one of the 4, and we are the only 3rd-year gunsmithing program in the nation. So that's pretty cool. Another housing that we have within the college is, they're called the Aggie Flats, and they are actually located going out of town. And it was a hotel that Murray had purchased and turned into single dorm rooms. And a lot of our gunsmithing students choose to stay there simply because a lot of them are non-traditional. They're older. They've kind of done life in college and worked. And do y'all have campus carry? I'm not sure I read the end of that there. Anyway, the gunsmithing, a lot of the students are non-traditional and they're veterans and they've done that, and this is like their retirement. So they don't really necessarily want the college experience on campus life. So they choose to live out in the dorms.
I think she might be asking if you have permission to carry guns on campus.
No.
That might be statewide. I'm not sure. That might be a state rule, but anyway, yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
question.
I know. I mean, as far as the college campus, you still can't have a weapon with you. I mean, in town, I mean, open carry, all of that, but as far as on a college campus, no. Even with the gunsmithing program, and you can't have any of that in your room or in your wherever. It's only allowed in the gunsmithing area. And once you, I mean, if you live off campus, obviously, if you're in an apartment or something, you can keep it with you. But you build it and you put it in your own thing, or you leave it there until you leave for school. So this building right here is a student union. Inside of the student union is the cafeteria, the game room, which it's getting a makeover right now, but it has 2 pool tables, a couple poker tables, a foosball table, 4 or 5 computers, and a ping pong table. And it's always like 65 degrees in there year round, I'm pretty sure. There's a side view of the classroom building. We're gonna, do y'all have, I didn't, it went away.
Do you have pool tournaments?
Oh, not with the college, like not, well, actually, hello. There's Blaine Red. He is our livestock judging. I forgot to mention we have livestock judging team. So he's the coach for that. I know a lot of the students, seems like Student Life does a pool tournament for fun a couple times just to get students engaged. And if that's something that you want to, have and do, just get with the Student Life director and be like, hey, let's do a pool tournament. this day or whatever. Awesome Possum Blossom. Yeah. Okay. So we just came into the library. This hallway and the hallway next door to it is what is all moved into the new building. So kind of don't know what's going to happen to this, but you can clearly see the library was updated within the last 2 years and looks very nice. This right here, that's Aggie. That is our mascot, and our actual mascot is a 14-week-old border collie, and she will be on campus everywhere and with me and recruitment events and all kinds of things. So we're excited to officially have a mascot, because I get asked a lot, what's an Aggie? So it's the library. The first part is just the regular top library. Students have access to all these computers, books, tables, do group studies and all of that. And then as we move back here, we have the Career Center. And Raven is over the Career Center. Hello, I'm talking to Upward Bound students. Yeah. So the Career Center is an opportunity for you to find a job on campus or off campus. If you don't know exactly what you want to do, she has assessments in Pathway U, and it's just different tests and stuff to figure out you're in the right major or kind of give you more of an idea what you want to do. And also make sure that she helps to make sure you're doing the right classes and stuff for the degree that you want to do and the job you want to do. So, and then right through here is the Student Success Center, which is part of the library. It's just a little bit additional. It was grant funded, so the purpose is to help students, and none of this costs anything extra. There are tutors for every subject, and if there's a class or something that you need help in, and there's not a tutor currently, then they'll find one for you. But there are peer tutors, student tutors, professional tutors, and then sometimes the professor themselves will actually come and tutor. But the professional tutors are usually public school teachers in the area. And the other really cool thing about back here is the study rooms, and there are 3 of them, and you can reserve them throughout the semester to do group studies. And if you realize you're in a pattern, every Tuesday at 4 o'clock, you just reserve it for every Tuesday at 4 o'clock. There's Lindsay. She's a tutor coordinator talking to Upward Bound students. She is awesome. I'll show y'all. This is the really big one, and there's one more this size, and then one kind of in the middle. Probably my favorite part about the Student Success Center is the online writing tutor. It's called the OWL. And that door I just pointed out right there is a testing center. I don't like to be too loud around there because usually there's students in there taking tests. And if you're in a college algebra or English class or whatever it may be, and they send you to take the test, you're not going to do it in the classroom. You're going to go to the testing center and take the test. But anyway, the OWL is the online writing tutor. And what it is anything that you type, whether it is 4 or 5 page essay or a email to professor or discussion board post, whatever it is, you send it into the OWL. They will tutor it, edit it, tell you changes that you need to make, and send it back to you, and you make the changes. So that's been a really big hit. So definitely utilize that if writing is not 100% your strong point. And even if it is, and you just want somebody else to look over it, it doesn't hurt to send it to them. All this hallway is science and ag, which is, once again, will be moved to the new building. This is the current ag office. Excuse me. Speaking of that, we do have a collegiate SFA chapter here. And we also have a show team with the livestock judging team. And we have what's called the farmhouse, which is students who live in the farmhouse work on the farm. So, and there is another view of gunsmithing. And then there's the fine arts building. This little long building over here are the West Side Apartments, and it's overflow housing. And y'all, that is Murray State College. Any questions or what y'all are interested in or anything? Oh, I don't think I mentioned, we have a really cool study abroad opportunity. There is not a band. That would be cool though. Are you allowed to carry knives? I know a lot of people that do. I don't think that that's something that if you have a pocket knife with you or something that they're going to come around and check everybody's pocket. Do you build your own weapons as well as, what are the theater classes? So, what was the first question? You build your weapons. So the gunsmithing program is, you apply, you get into the program, and during the time that you're there, you make, gosh, 4 or 5 different guns, I believe. And whatever you make is yours to keep. And by that 3rd year, if you have your own money to continue to buy supplies, then you can make whatever you want to make. And a lot of the times too, students will be working on community guns, like somebody in the community has something wrong with their gun or needs something fixed on it. They'll bring it to the gunsmithing students, and that's part of your, I guess, curriculum is to fix everybody else's guns, which is kind of cool. And the neatest thing about that to me is when you start on whatever gun you're working on, you get a piece of wood, like they give you a block of wood, and by the time that it's finished, it is a full firing pistol, shotgun, rifle, whatever it may be. I mean, it's from start to finish. You have a piece of wood and you turn it into a working gun. It's pretty awesome. As far as musical theater type classes, we don't have a chorus, if that was part of your question. What's on the fine art? So right now, our director of fine art and humanities, her name is Susan Yeager. And Susan is awesome. We are very fortunate to have her. She's like from Illinois or Minnesota, I think, but she went to school in New York, and she's performed. She's like an opera singer, like a traveling opera singer, like in Germany, like overseas. I mean, she went on these cruise ships, and she's just phenomenal. She's done so many things, and it's really cool that she's in Tishomingo, Oklahoma. But anyway, as far as that, y'all should go listen to, I started a podcast for Murray. It's called All About Aggies, and it is anywhere that you find a podcast. So you should definitely go get on there and listen to the one with Susan Yeager, because she talks about the fine arts program and kind of her story and what all we have. So that'll answer some of your questions. And then degree wise, there's just a lot of performing arts and that kind of thing. Singing classes, and not too many hands-on art classes like drawing right now. Do we have track or cross country? Not at the moment. We are working to get that back though. We used to have it. We used to have football too. Football ended in 1963. And we had cheer also. So I don't know if we'll ever get football back, but would be kind of cool to have some basketball cheerleaders.
What are your favorite things to do in the Tishomingo area, either on campus or off campus?
Definitely going down to Blue River. Do some fishing, and the refuge. The refuge is just a cool place to go look around. Kayaking down Blue and Pennington Creek. They're always really, really fun. And truthfully, I just like walking and shopping down Main Street. We have lots of cute little boutiques. And what is the out-of-state cost? The out-of-state cost is it's fees weight. So it costs the same for in-state and out-of-state.
That's a good question. She's from Denison. I don't know if you knew that some of our students are from Sherman and Denison. So yes, that's an important question to ask if you're in Oklahoma going to a Texas school, or in Texas going to an Oklahoma school. So that's good to know when they waive the out-of-state tuition.
Yes, and they do. And on another note, I'm actually working on coming down there to the Sherman and Denison, Northern Texas high schools to talk about Murray, because I mean, we're so close that they should know about us too. So it's a hot one out there.
You got a good workout. Thanks for doing that. While she's still here catching her breath, why don't you top in some questions, or if you want to hop on your microphone and ask a question, go ahead and do that. because we have somebody here from Murray State that like she said, can either answer a question or knows what podcast or social media or website to direct you to. Or so.
Yeah, and I'm just now getting a chance to look at your chat because I couldn't do that and walk at the same time. So, oh, I think it's a dance team. Yeah, we don't have a dance team. No drill team. Band, knives. As far as clubs, there's pretty much a club for every degree, program area, whatever you want on campus. If there's not a club present that you would like to see, that's something that you visit with Student Life and you say, hey, there's not this, I want to start it, and you start it. We do not have competitive volleyball, but we do have a really nice volleyball court next to the Student Life and Athletic Coaches building, which is between the Aggie Suites, McKee Hall, and then the building. We do not have powerlifting. How far is it from Texas? We're at in Texas, but it's about, 30 minutes from Durant, about 45 minutes to Sherman, so not very far. Is the dress code the same as high school? There's,
you might not have a specific dress code.
Yeah, it's college, so no, I wouldn't really say that there's a dress code. You can show up in your pajamas and nobody's going to tell you to go home. So, how much does it cost to stay in the dorms? I will give you that information. I don't want to tell you wrong. I believe it's about $13 extra, because you do not have to live on dorms at any time you're here, because a lot of our students just commute, so it's not like you have to live on campus as a freshman. Let me flip my camera around here. Just don't show up half naked. Yes, don't do that. So right here, it's about $58.50 per semester, including room and board. So room and board is about $3,300. So if you don't live on campus, it's about $25.50 for tuition and general fees. Let me go back to the chat. Let's see, there was something else. Let me get back and finish because
I asked about law classes, aviation classes.
So no aviation classes, not any law classes. We have a lot of business classes, but as far as I know, we don't have any pre-law or any of that. Do y'all have an engineering program? Yes and no. I wouldn't say engineering, but we do have the manufacturing technology, which is kind of like not even a pre, but that's the closest thing that we're going to have to that. So if you're going to, OSU for chemical engineering or one of those, that I don't know that we'd have many classes to help you in that degree area, other than just getting all of your basics out of your way and then getting your associates in like science and then transferring off to an engineering school. I know this is weird, but is this college for basics? It can be. So we have tons of basic classes. Many people come here and get their associate degree in just like business or science, arts and sciences. And we do have criminal justice. So somebody asked about law. We don't have pre-law lawyer, but we do have criminal justice, a degree, and those kind of classes. Or you can come here and get your RN degree in nursing or vet nursing and go straight out into the workforce or work field. So it's not solely for basics. The student life director, she did lots of cornhole tournaments. We have cornhole boards. There's actually, is that why you said that? There's cornhole boards behind me. But we do that, and I'm like, I'll beat all y'all. Let me play. I love cornhole. What about meal plan cost? So meal plan is with room and board, and there's either a 15 or 17 that you can choose from, and 15 or 19, not 17. And that is 15 meals per week. So if you get 15, there's 5 days, that's 3 meals every day of the week. And then the 19 is 2 on Saturday and 2 on Sunday. Most people will advise you to get the 15 because, it's a lot of students tend to go off campus, go in town at least 1 or 2 times a week or a couple times a month or something, but it'll overlap and it'll add up and you'll still have enough that if you, I mean, you'll never use them all. And they go from semester to the next semester. So, but it's included in their room and board. Great questions. Anything else?
Do you mind, what's the best way for them to contact you or somebody on campus if they have questions later?
What are y'all's computer classes again? Couldn't tell you exactly what the computer classes are. But I mean, are you talking about like we have a computer science degree in program area. So we have lots of classes in that, but I couldn't tell you what they're called. Yes, your meals overlap. So you don't lose them. It's with your student ID card, if that makes sense. So if you want more specific information on that, Kevin Morgan is the person to reach out to. He's our director of student housing. So you can just go to mscoak.edu, type in housing, Kevin, meal plan, it'll bring up his number, and he's the best one to ask those specific questions. How big are the dorms? The Aggie Flats, which are off campus, no, we do not have a minimum ACT score required. I'll answer that one in just a second. But the Aggie Flats was a motel, so it's just one single, I think it's a full bed or a queen bed in there, a full bathroom, a little like kitchen type area. McKee Hall is a 2-story, 3-story building, and it is a community bathroom on each floor, a common area on each floor, and then it's 2 twin beds, 2 desks, 2 chairs, and 2 like those armoire things, and it's 2 room. Aggie Suites, there are 3 buildings, they're 3 stories each. There's 4 rooms on each floor, and there are 5 rooms within each room, and there's 2 full bathrooms. So if you don't use all your meals, yeah, Kevin on that. And then minimum ACT. So Murray does not require an ACT score, but I mean, if you do have one, yes, submit it. You have to, it's a little kind of maybe not the best way to understand the way it's out there, but you don't have to have one. But in order to get enrolled in some of the classes as a full-time student, there's other tests you have to take, like at the AccuPlacer. If you have the SAT, you bring the SAT score, and because that kind of shows what level you're at. What do you take college algebra? Do you take Comp 1? Do you need to take a fundamentals class before you get there? That kind of thing. The best way to reach me is either calling my office, which I can put it in the chat, and I put my email in the chat too, but it's on the website. You can type in my name, you can type in recruitment, you can type in schedule a campus tour, which on that note, which is basically what y'all got. But if you do want to come to campus, it makes a difference when you're here and you can see the distance of everything and you walking it yourself. You can do that by going online, and there's a tab that says tours, and you can get that scheduled and do that.
Is there a specific time for students to apply for admissions or scholarships if they're a senior? Or?
Yes. So it's never too early to apply to the college. You can apply all online. There is a $10 application fee when you apply. And until you pay that fee, it'll let you submit your application. But if you don't pay that fee, it will not be processed. So you need to pay the $10 when you submit the application, so it'll be processed. You turn in all your stuff, ACT score, high school transcript, shot record, and then you'll get an official acceptance letter from Murray, and then you'll get a student email, which you will then be able to log into the scholarship portal and fill out the scholarships, which is just like one scholarship, but it's applied to everything. One scholarship application, I mean, and then it's applied to all the scholarships. The priority deadline for that is usually the beginning of February or the middle of February. So I mean, you would want to apply now and get your scholarship stuff done. So then when February comes around, you're already in the system, you've got scholarships for the following fall, and then enrollment starts April. An associate's is the highest degree that we offer. We are a 2-year community college, but some of the specialty programs are 3 years. Like vet nursing, you have to have your prereqs before you can apply to the program. So a lot of students do 1 year basics and then they apply to the program and then they're here an additional 2 years. The nursing program, you can apply to the nursing program straight out of high school with no credit classes. I wouldn't suggest you doing that, but you can, and then you can get them all while you're in the program. So you can do that in 2 years or 2 years in a semester. But the gunsmithing, if you want to do it all 3 years, you can. The third year I was talking about, but an associate's degree is 2 years. Okay, I think I accidentally sent one message to one person and I don't know how I did that. Let me try that again. Thank you.
There we go.
I don't know how to do that for you.
All right.
That's my phone number and that's my email. So call me if y'all think of anything. Email me if you think of anything additional, or if you want to set up a tour and come meet me in person, come see the campus, meet anybody else, meet somebody who's in the department area that you're interested in, like criminal justice or nursing. I'll set up an appointment. You'll just come meet with them. So I'm here. I'll answer any questions that you have now, later, whenever. So
thank you, Katie. Some of the advantages of setting that up is, like she said, you get to see what it's like on campus. You get to meet people.
Yeah, and maybe you'll be here so you can meet Aggie.
And then you get to see what the town is like. For example, if you're from Sherman, you can get familiar with the drive, how far away it is. So there's a lot of great things. So any of these colleges that we see virtually, if you see something that gets you curious, I would encourage you, especially if they're within an hour or 2 hours, pick a time and schedule a visit. And you've got her contact information there. Any other questions before she signs off from the tour? And thanks, by the way, for going out in the heat and walking all around and letting us just kind of chill.
Fun. Yeah, I know my face is like rosy red. You're welcome.
Yeah, a lot of thank yous. We appreciate it. And like, you have somebody at Murray now, so don't be shy about contacting if you plan to visit. Sometimes that your school might visit for some sort of competition, a curriculum day, or whatever. So drop by. Oh, the other thing about visiting a campus is, for example, if you're interested in the gunsmith program, you can talk, or the livestock showing program, you can talk to people, talk to people that are in the organizations that do those things.
Especially the gunsmithing program. When I do a gunsmithing tour, I give them the campus tour, go over to gunsmithing, and there are usually 2 or 3 of the third year students that give the tour. So, I mean, they've done it. They're on their third year. They've made 5 or 6 firearms, and they know it all. So, I mean, they don't leave anything out over there. They tell you how it is. They tell you their experience. So it's like being in the program. I will tell you all this real quick. So when I was a student here, I just did my thing. I mean, I knew we had gunsmithing probably, but I never made it a point to go over there. When I started recruiting, I was like, oh no, I'm going to know everybody on campus. I've got to recruit for the college as a whole. So I walked into the gunsmithing, and when I left, I was like, okay, can I enroll in classes? Like, they're so passionate. They know it all over there. So it's very interesting.
Yeah, that's another thing. If you're not even sure what you might be interested in, you might go into one of the buildings. If it's computer technology, some sort of manufacturing, gunsmith, whatever, if you're not sure, check it out. Well, thanks again for the tour. And I guess if the students don't have any other questions, if you would help us, I think we've got everybody's names, but before you sign off, just go ahead and type your name in the chat box so we know that you participated. And thank you very much, Katie.
Okay, well, y'all have a happy July 4th weekend.
Yeah, you too. All right.
Bye.
Bye. And remember, tomorrow is the K-10. I've talked to them today, and they're still planning to meet with us we chose 9:30 mainly because they do a morning show and they wrap that up, and then they do like a midday show. So that's kind of their window of opportunity to talk to us, because then once they finish the morning show, they can talk to us, and then they get ready for their midday show. And so they don't have a lot of time. They'll have about 30, 45 minutes to talk with us tomorrow. So if you have any questions about K10 News, what they do, and one thing I really wanted you to maybe learn from that experience is realize what goes on behind the scenes. There's people who do production. There's people in sales that sell advertising. There's people that computer tech that help them with their technology, their audio, their visuals. There's a meteorologist. So if you're interested in that type of field, if weather related, so there's a lot of things that go on, mass communication. So there's a lot of things. It's not just necessarily the one or two people that you see on television. There's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes. So if you can, join us tomorrow at 9:30 and have some questions ready, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And if you can join us, that would be great. All right, I think that's about it for today. So we'll see you in the morning at 9:30.